Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about why I switched from a smartwatch to a regular mechanical watch, specifically the Apple Watch to the Tissot Gentleman Powermatic 80 Silicium. So one of the main reasons that prompted me to switch is mostly the style. So I wanted to go from something that looked too techy to something a bit more classic to wear in the office and at events. I just think it blends in better with a suit. It blends in better in an office environment compared to the Apple Watch. So that was one of the main things. A second point to make why I switch was also to minimize the distractions. I realized that when I had this on all the time, the minute I would get any notification or something, I would just stare at it, even if I was just talking with someone face to face. So it would be distracting. Yes, it's convenient to know if it's important or not to have it on your wrist, but I find it always having it there, always feeling the buzzer. It's too distracting for me. Also, I got so used to feel the vibrations on this that sometimes I would feel a vibration, although there wasn't any notification, which is weird. So that was another flag that I said, you know what, let me try and switch to something more simple in a way, not internally, but functionally. So that was that. The the last reason why I decided to switch was mostly because I fell in love with mechanical movements. I started watching more and more videos about watches, and just the fact that this doesn't have a battery, you don't have to charge it. The movement inside is very nice. It's fairly accurate for its price range compared to this, where I have to put on the charger every day. So that's another main thing. So you guys see this watch a little bit. So you can see under the movement there that it's running. So yeah, there you go. And then the Apple Watch, obviously in the back you have the heart rate sensor. So there you go. Now, pros and cons of each, what I missed, what I didn't miss when I started to switch. The main thing that I didn't miss, I can tell you, is the charging. Every night to put this on the charger and have to think about it. And even in the morning, you know. Also, I'm the kind of guy that wants to keep everything charged between 20 and 80%. And I just gave up to do that with this watch. Yeah, when it reaches 20% or something, I'm going to put on this charger. But to take it out before it reaches 100 is just too much of a hassle because you have to charge it every day and then take it out. And then if you take it out, I would try and take it out at 80% before bedtime and then sleep with it. And then in the morning, I would not have enough battery to last the day. So I'd have to put in a charger in the morning, and then too much of a logistical problem. Number one. Now, something that I didn't see that would bother me so much, or that I anticipated when I switched to this compared to this, and it mostly has to do with the bracelet, but also a bit the case, is that, yeah, it's a new thing, so I'm more careful and more aware of it, but scratches on this does show much more than on this. Yes, the bracelet also plays a factor. Scratches on the Milanese loop doesn't really exist. But even on the case itself, on this, I feel like this is, because it has a brushed finish and a polished finish everywhere. I just find scratches on this are so easy to do, even on this table. Like, this is why I'm holding it. Like, if I would just drag this on the table, it would get scratched. Whereas this, not really. So, yeah, the materials are more premium and it's different for sure. But that's one thing to keep in mind if you don't like scratches. Yeah, that was a big downside for me with this. You get used to it and eventually you get numb to it, and you can always polish the watch to remove the scratches, and you can always swap out the bracelet and stuff like that. But still, you have to be more careful with this and this, that's for sure. And like I said, the notifications. So yeah, it's a pro and a con because yes, it's less distracting, but now when someone calls me or texts me, if I sometimes I don't feel it in my pocket on my phone, I have no idea that that happened. So it's a transition for me. It's getting used to it. I'll probably do a longer term review. I have this watch for 2 months already that I've been daily driving this. So maybe I'll do a longer term review down the line to see if my habits change or if I got used to it. But yeah, a big thing also is when someone texts me, I don't know. I have to check my phone. I have to keep my phone on the table now instead of my pocket. Whereas before I had my phone in my pocket and all the notifications would be on here. So I know someone texted me, called me, something's important. Now I really have to pull out my phone each time compared to this. So that's another pro and con. So if I have any closing thoughts on this, also one thing that habit that I keep doing is whenever I wear this watch and I pull it out of my sleeve to check the time, I would tap it and then realize, oh, this isn't a smartwatch. I don't have to tap it to look at the time. So that's another habit that I'm slowly getting out of, but I didn't realize it was that much of a habit. Each time I pull the watch, almost I tap it to to check the time. Yeah. So yeah, to conclude, just to make sure, like, have to have more care and thought when wearing this compared to this. And one more thing that I really like is I keep admiring the dial. It's so much more interesting to look at. You have different material finishes, the movement, the way it works, the dial in different, it's hard to see on the camera, but in different lighting. It's like a sunburst dial, so it looks different. You're not looking at a screen, you're really looking at a sort of art compared to this where it's just a screen. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts and opinions. All right, peace. Have a good one.